What's going on, YouTube? How's all the beautiful people? Well, pardon the jet. This morning we are going to replace both right and left front wheel seals on this tractor. This is an LS3010. What research I've done leads me right back to New Holland and blah 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 blah. So, anyways, as you can see, it's leaking. One of the best ways to tell where the leak is, generally where the oil is coming out, will be clean, right? Well, look, oh, this is dirty. This is clean. So, this seal right behind this hub is the one that's leaking. Obviously, I pulled the tire and wheel off and started kind of picking at this stuff right here. Kind of get it cleaned up a little bit. I may end up getting an air hose and just kind of blowing this stuff off, but when you do that, you blow this oily dirt everywhere, and then you have oil everywhere. So, I don't know. Maybe just clean it up a bit so that when I do separate this outer piece, I don't get a bunch of dirt falling back inside. Anyhow, what do y'all say we do this, the rest of this disassembly on time lapse, and then I'll bring you back whenever we are changing the seal. Thank you guys for joining in. Please like and sub, you beautiful people. Well, shit. As you can see, whoever worked on this previously didn't have the right socket, so they beat the crap out of that nut. So we're not left with many choices other than to beat the crap out of that nut to get it off. So grab a real hammer and we'll see if this chisel will help us get it off. Not how I like to do things. I got the right size socket, which is a 2-inch, but that doesn't do me any good if it doesn't go on. Pieces breaking off of it. That's real good for the gears, isn't it? And bearings. Maybe I can break enough off that my socket will fit, huh? I don't know where that went. But my socket fits now, so we're in the money. See if it works. Get on there. It would appear this socket has been used to do some hammering. How you going?
All right. I brought you 3 chainsaws and a pole saw.
Okay.
I didn't know where you were. I'll bring it back up here.
Yeah, we'll just unload it right here. I'll be right back. Okay, you beautiful people. Well, I was doing some experimenting here put this in a vise and got my air hammer, yeah, and put it on the end of that shaft in that hole. Just started hitting on it a little bit, and she just kind of fell apart, which is nice. Bearing came off, that came off. Right now it's kind of just sitting in there. So just want to give a little update. I see there is a big circlip in there that I'm going to have to remove. Yeah, I'll have to remove that bearing to drive the seal out probably. So anyhow, that was just a little update on what worked really well. So I'll go ahead and get you guys set up whenever I get this on the table when we start pulling that bearing and that seal out. Alrighty, Pippa. Turn this light on for you. I don't know if that helps any, but what we got here. Oh shit, my bad. That killed you. Still good, yeah. Pulled this spring clip out of there. Bearing fell out. Now we're down to getting the seal out. And I am I don't know. Something ain't looking right, but I hope I'm wrong. I know that's probably bouncing y'all a little bit. We just need to get this seal out of here. Doesn't appear to be playing very nice. Going the wrong way with it, that's why. Okay. Starting to make sense now. Let me grab that bigger socket. We'll drive it out. How are y'all beautiful people doing today? Maybe. Ooh, cutting her close, aren't we? Yeah. I'm gonna have to get that 2-inch socket if I can get it off with the impact. Oh yeah. Got it. That's better. Still ain't great, but better. Well, that fell right out. Why do I feel like part of it's missing? Because it is. Get a couple clean rags and clean that out. Y'all even recording? Yeah. Just gonna squirt some card spray on my towel. I was told that not too terribly long ago they put a new bearing in this side. Well, why they didn't do the seal while they were doing the bearing, I'll never know, but my guess is that bearing going bad before is what chewed the seal up. My guess. Let me grab my brass punch and we'll just tap that thing into place. Tap, tap. I want to make sure you do not overdo it. We still got a ways to go yet, but these seals are not structural, okay? They're not stout, they're not tough, they're not made to abuse. Obviously doing this, if you had the right seal drivers, you'd be better off. I do not want to put that socket on it because it's not the right size. So what I'm just going to run around it here, tap tap. And you should be able to hear a tone change, right? Once you're there, it's going to sound different. See, over there, we're already down all the way. And there. And there. But looking in here, yep, we're there. We are there. Good. Seals in, no damage. That's what we want. Wipe this out. Now, being the metal flakes that I found inside that hub when I pulled it apart, kind of tempted to try to clean this bearing up, get some of those metal flakes out, because you can feel them. Got a catch. Let me spray some shit on this real quick. It feels better. Still not great, but it's better. I don't feel any chunks in it. Right now I think what I'm feeling is just it being dry. As you can see, it's free. And you can't hear it, so I think we're alright. That should just fall right into place. Just like that. Now you guys get to watch me struggle with this damn clip. The guy really needs to invest in some good snap ring pliers, but that's what we're working with, okay? Be careful. When I took this thing out, it shot up, hit me in the face. Didn't have much energy behind it, but nevertheless, It got me in the face. I'd strongly suggest keeping a hand on it. And going in shouldn't be as bad as coming out because I'm pushing down, right? I'm not trying to bring it out. So now that that's in, what feels like in, I'm just going to run around it here, do a little tapping to make sure that it's where it needs to be. Just like that. All right, we're done with this piece. Let's we'll reconvene back out there with the vise, and yeah, we'll put this back together. I'm thinking I may have to do surgery. I'll tell you what, I'll pause you right here. I think part of that seal is left on that shaft, so we'll have to, I'll bring it in here and we'll check it out. See there, I hope you guys can see that. This goes on like this, and I'm certain that this metal piece right here needs to come off. Maybe not though, I don't know. Maybe I need to pull up a diagram and find out, because what's got me believing that it needs to come off is because that new seal I'm not certain it's going to fit over that, but it may. This one's kind of snug, but then it's wore out, so maybe that piece needs to be there. I don't know. I guess we can try it. I just don't want to damage the new seal, you know what I mean? Let me open up that other seal for the other side and we'll see. Just like that. I don't know. I don't like the way this looks. This piece does come off easy enough. I'm hoping it's part of the seal. I don't see how. Almost like it's just a replaceable. This is rubber on the inside. Please let this fit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're in the money, honey. Okay, that is part of the seal. Yeah, it was like that. Cool, all right. All was not lost. Perfect. I was afraid that I'd got the wrong seals. Okay, let's go out there and put this together, huh?
Welcome back.
I hope you guys can see okay. I know the lighting out here is junk, but alright, first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this outer flange, set it in the vise, and snug her down. Now hopefully it doesn't require too much force to put this thing back together, because it really didn't take much to get it apart, so we will see. I'm gonna grab my spray, put a little lube on that seal before I put it together. Okey-dokey. That part most likely not required, but it can't hurt. Be careful, you do not want to damage the seal. There we go. Now, this little shim. Little shim goes on. Now, I don't believe it's possible to get every ounce of shit off of this, but I'd certainly caution you to do your best. Now, if there's a little bit of lint from this towel, that's not going to hurt anything. What you don't want on there is dirt and sand and grit. Wipe her down. Get all you can off. Just sets on the spline. Just like that. Okay. Don't ask me. Uh-oh. Apparently there were two shims. One stuck to the back side of this. Just like that one did. So we'll slide this on. And if you didn't know, these shims are what adjust your lash in your gears. So make sure you get them on there. Just like that. Now just like that previous bearing, I'm going to make sure this one's not full of grit and grime. This one actually feels pretty good. And we can flush this one out if need be after it's installed. I'll probably squirt this stuff down a little bit anyways with some part cleaner. Let me grab my mallet. Go ahead and get a little spray on there. Get that mallet so I can tap it on. See that?
Yeah, damn, y'all really can't see anything, can you? I apologize.
Let me back you out just a little bit, and that'll help. Tan gloves. There we go. It doesn't matter which way you put this bearing on. you can do at this point, now that it's all together, take this, go ahead and widen my base a little bit. Now you don't want to get carried away because you do not want to damage those lugs. But you can give yourself a platform to work off of, right? I'll show you what I'm looking to do here. I just want to drive that bearing down till it contacts that ring gear. See if I can get you guys adjusted where you can see. Kinda, okay. Don't want to use that, and that's going to tear shit up. But a socket that will fit that inner ring would work great. What I'm doing is just alternating one side to the other. I'm not certain that I'm all the way down, but pretty close. What we can do from this point is we can use that nut that goes on here to finish that off. So let me grab it with my impact real quick. See, this thing is not very substantial, right? So we don't want to get carried away with it. I'm not sure why whoever worked on this last time felt it was a good idea to just beat it on with a chisel. But that's kind of disappointing. Make sure we're going on straight. Now see this nut, it's got a spot that used to be punched into that keyway on the shaft to lock it on. Okay, I like it. When I took it apart, it was just past flush, and we're just past flush now. There's really no way for me to tell how much torque is being put out onto this thing because the threads on that nut are not the greatest. So I could go around another half a turn and line that old notch up with that keyway. Let's do that. We can always back it off a little if we need to. A little more. A little more. A little more. A little more. And one more. Ooh, there. Now you just want to make sure everything is still free. Don't want anything in a bind. Okay. Now all that's left to do is make sure this surface is good and clean. And what I'm going to do is put some gasket material on here. And I'll let it set up for about an hour. Then we'll bolt this back up. And in the meantime, I'll tear the other side apart and do the exact same thing. But I don't see any sense in you guys hanging out for that, so I'll just do some time lapse on what goes on from here just to finish this side, and then the rest of it's just a repeat. So alright people, well, I opted to go ahead after I put the sealant on there to reinstall. Didn't want a bunch of dirt getting in here, and you know how gear oil tries to run out, so blah 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 blah. It's going to sit here for another 2 or 3 hours before I get the other side done anyway, so it's going to have time. And I just ran them up. It impacted a little bit, but not enough to say they're torqued. So before I install this wheel and tire, I will come back and torque those. So, and then put oil in it. So like and sub, and thanks for joining in, and we'll catch you beautiful people on the next one.